Before we get into today's video, a quick word from today's video sponsor, 8BitDo. Now this is their brand new SN30 Pro Plus wireless games controller, which works on the Nintendo Switch, Windows, Android, macOS, Steam, plus a ton more for some wireless gaming action. Now this controller has the standard Super Nintendo look and feel, but there are some other options available. You've got USB Type-C for charging, and you've got these two analog sticks, which again is something that you may not see on a standard retro controller, along with these two trigger buttons around back. Some noteworthy features are a modifiable vibration sensor, 6-axis motion sensor, adjustable hair triggers, customizable turbo function, and a built-in 1000 mAh battery, which can also be used as a power bank. Now I'm going to have a link to this controller plus everything else that 8BitDo does in the description down below, and you can currently pick this specific controller up on Amazon for just over £30 here in the UK or just over $30 in the US. It's a great retro look and feel controller, and it actually works extremely well. I've been using it for some online games like Fortnite for example on the iPad, some racing games like Real Racing 3, Modern Combat for a bit of shooting here and there, plus a ton of platforming games including something like Sonic the Hedgehog, which again performs extremely well, and again using this sort of controller which has a really tactile feel to it, it plays extremely well. Again, everything's going to be linked in that description down below, but now into today's video. So this is the Amazfit GTS Smartwatch fitness and activities tracker, but basically it's just a really nice smartwatch for only around £100 here in the UK. Of course, everything's going to be linked in that description down below, but this video is basically me telling you why this is such a great smartwatch for the price, build quality, and also the features that it offers. So one of the main reasons why you may want to pick up a smartwatch is for the heart monitoring. Now the Amazfit GTS does a really good job at monitoring your heart rate. You can have it set it throughout the day, at different intervals, or just when you swipe across the specific heart rate section of the actual watch. It can get your heart rate really quickly, and in my opinion it is really accurate in terms of giving you a reading. Now one thing that I would say that I'm not a huge fan of straight off the bat is going to be the charging. It's nice that it is going to be magnetic, and the magnet is rather strong, but it's just another cable that you do have to carry around with you. Now I know that not a lot of smartwatches out there use USB Type-C, and a lot of them do use a proprietary cable or charging dock, but for me it's not great having to carry around a completely separate cable, but the fact that it's magnetic, really easy to use, and also the fact that the battery life of the watch is very good means you may not need it all that often. Now the watch itself does only have one physical button on the right hand side, and this can only be pressed. You can't actually scroll it to go through any menus, but you can use it to power on or off the device and also the display. For me, I also use it for a long press to bring up the weather, so again it's really easy and really versatile to use. In regards to the watch straps, they are also again very easy to take on and off. Now personally I didn't know anything about Amazfit before they reached out for this video, but obviously a ton of other people do, because there is a ton of accessories available for the Amazfit GTS and some other watches that they do. So in regards to the watch straps, they're very easy to take on and off. So if you want to have this more rubber silicone band for a workout, but then mix it up with maybe a metal or leather band for out and about, then again you've got the option to do so, and the actual unit itself is extremely small and light, so again it's not really going to be all that heavy compared to some other smartwatches available. But inside the tiny slim package you're going to find a 341 ppi AMOLED display, a slim metal body, 14 days of battery life, which we'll get onto in just a moment, and the option for an always on display. The display comes in at around 1.65 inches, and as I mentioned is 341 pixels per inch, so you're going to get a really good pixel density, and the fact that it is AMOLED, the colours and just in general the watch faces are going to pop even in direct sunlight. Now it may not seem it when going through on the actual menus here, but the touch input is extremely good. Every swipe movement that I'm going to be doing on the actual screen itself is registered pretty much instantly, but the actual processor of the watch and the speed of the watch does let it down slightly and makes it feel a little bit slower in regards to basically the frame rate. So on a phone for example you've got 60, 90 or even some 120Hz displays. This one here is coming in at around 30 or below, so it is snappy, it just doesn't really seem it because of the animations. And as you can see here, you've got a ton of different settings and features to go through. You've even got a compass and countdown timer if that's something that you're going to need. You can also change the watch faces from directly within the actual watch itself, but that's going to limit you to the 3 that are saved on the actual device. You're going to have to use the companion app on your phone to maybe get a custom watch face or choose one of the tons of other faces that are available. Now again, like I mentioned, it's not the snappiest thing, however it does work extremely well. Now that's something that I was a little bit worried about in regards to the price of the smartwatch. At the moment it's around £109 on Amazon here in the UK, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. A lot of other smartwatches are maybe not the best when it comes to the responsiveness of the touchscreen and also the software itself, but this one here has a pretty good package. Like I say, the animations could be a little bit faster, which would make the whole thing feel a lot faster, but in general I've not really had any issues swiping up, down, left, right, or doing anything that I need to within the menus on the watch. The watch itself does also feature an always on display. Now this is definitely going to take a hit on the battery life, which again we'll get into in just a moment, but the great thing is that if you do want to have the screen turned off but always be able to see the time, then you've got the option to do so. Using the AMOLED screen as well, even the always on display, although looking very dim, is still very viewable outdoors, but not as much as the actual watch face itself. As you can see here with the bright lights that I've currently got on at the moment, you can see everything that you need to. Some of the watch faces are also customizable as well, so if you go onto some of the built-in watch faces, you can then change basically a complication stolen directly from Apple, but it allows you to do different things. So you can have your steps, heart rate, or the weather is my personal favourite on this one, so again you can mix up the look and feel of the actual watch face itself. Now the watch also features 5 ATM water resistance, so what that basically means is you can wear it while swimming or in a pool or any open water up to 50 meters down. And again, the responsiveness of the actual watch itself when moving your wrist up and down is extremely good. So again, if I turn off the display here and then bring the watch up to see the time, it does it pretty much instantly, and again that's something that you don't get on these cheaper smartwatches. Now viewing some information within the application on your phone is not a problem at all, however syncing a watch face can definitely be an issue. Now this process here, I'm actually going to speed it up for you guys to around 8 times its normal speed, and this took around 2 to 3 minutes just to sync a watch face, which is definitely something to keep in mind. As you can see here, once it's syncing on the watch and also on the device, you can see here that I was waiting for quite a long time for it to actually do exactly what it needs to do. Once it's done, it's got the watch face on there and it does look extremely nice, but it's definitely something to keep in mind that it can take a long time just to change the watch face if you're not using one that's built into the watch. You can also have it ring your phone if you're going to lose your phone, for example, or vice versa. If you need to find your watch, then you've got the option to do so. It is extremely loud, so you're not going to be losing your phone anytime soon. The Amazfit application is also extremely useful as well. So first off, you can start any GPS that you may need to for walking, running or cycling, and then you've got your status page which has all your information and stats. You've also got the option for a QR code, so again if you want to scan mine and add me as a friend, we can compare our sleeping or tracking of any activity that we may want to. Once you go into the profile, you can see here that you've got your information in regards to your goals, record, behavior triggering, and you can also then add or take away any accounts that you may need to. If you go into the settings, there's not really a lot in there, it's mainly just for notifications. So as you can see here at the top, the only device that I've got is the Amazfit GTS, and then all you can do is click on that to bring up all the information for the watch. Now one thing that I would say is the battery life on the Amazfit is actually amazing. So as you can see here, I've got around 17% battery left and I charged it 12 days ago. Now I've been using this constantly, maybe not for activity, but wearing it for notifications, time, weather, anything that I need to. So again, it's actually an amazing battery life for a smartwatch. You can see here all the different watch faces that you've got. Some of them do look a little bit nicer than others, some of them are a little bit cartoony, and they do definitely show off the main bezel of the actual smartwatch itself. So if I were you, I would maybe stick to one with a darker background, or if you want a retro look and feel, you've got that option as well. You've also got custom watch faces, which again is something really nice to see. Now it's not that customizable. You can change where the time is from middle, bottom or top, and then you can just change the picture in the background. So for me, if I go into my gallery real quick, pick a really bright, vibrant wallpaper, as you can see just here, it allows you to scale it and move it around as you need to, and then you can set it as a background on your custom watch face and then sync that over to your device. Now some people have reported some issues with notifications, but for me I've had no problem at all. Turning on and off any notification I need to is really simple. You can see a list here, and then if you go down the bottom you can manage your apps, and then all you need to do is basically just turn on and off the applications that you need, and then you're going to see the notifications. Super simple, super easy to use. For me though, at the moment I do actually have this turned off because again 90% of the time I do have my phone on me, which is probably one of the main reasons why I haven't really used a smartwatch over time. Now you can also look at idle alerts as well, so if you're sitting down for too long it's going to tell you, and you've got all of these other options in here in regards to watch alarms, event reminders, plus a ton more. If you click on the find watch option, all it's going to do is vibrate because there's no actual built-in speaker, but if you click it a ton of times, again it's going to be quite easy to find the watch itself. But overall there are a ton of options in the Amazfit application, so again if this is something that you're looking for in regards to getting some deep granular customization, a ton of different workout options plus a load of different options for the watch including watch faces, then again this is a really great option. Plus there are a ton of third-party applications out there as well where you can create, customize or use other people's watch faces that they've also created for the watch. There is a ton of stuff out there. All you have to do is look a little bit harder than what you would do for some sort of mainstream device like a Galaxy Watch or an Apple Watch for example, but if you look hard enough you'll find it. And that's actually going to do it guys for this video on the Amazfit GTS Smartwatch. Now if you're looking for a smartwatch that's around £100 or so, has some really awesome features including a great screen, a ton of different workout and activity options and an amazing battery life, then you definitely can't go wrong with this smartwatch. Now the application could do with a little bit of work and they could speed up some of the animations, but apart from that this is probably one of the best smartwatches that I've checked out in a long time. Incredible when you check out the price as well. Now also don't forget to look in the description for that 8BitDo controller, and if you're not subscribed now's a great time to do so, and turn on notifications so you're notified anytime that I post a new video here on the channel. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below or on Twitter. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass, thanks very much for watching, and as always I will catch you guys in the next video.